All right, so we are now moving on to the number 3 pick in this draft, which is going to be the Houston Rockets. That pick is going to be made by Sam Vecini. And Sam, I think I know where you're going to go with this pick.
Yeah, I just want to note that I was the one that was worried coming into this about being long-winded in my answers. And then we have Goodman roll for 2.5 minutes. Look, this is an easy one for me. It's Paolo Banchero at number 3. Houston just needs talent at the end of the day. I don't love the fit of Alperen Şengün and Paolo Banchero in the front court, but I'm not convinced we've seen enough from Alperen Şengün on the defensive end to know for sure that he can be the kind of guy that can play in a playoff series quite yet. So at the end of the day, I'm taking the guy that I think is the best fit with Jalen Green, because that 2-man game, I think, between Jalen Green and Paolo Banchero has a chance to be genuinely special. Paolo Banchero's passing ability, I think, is maybe the most underrated skill that any player has in this class. Being able to run these inverted actions, 4-1, 1-4 ball screens with Jalen Green is going to be really, really special in my opinion. And I just am such an enormous fan of the mismatch nightmares that he's going to create on the offensive end for the Houston Rockets. So it's easy. It's Paolo Banchero at number 3 for the Houston Rockets.
Ryan, how do you feel about that?
It seemed like that's exactly what Houston's thinking. I'm seeing some of the reporting from Jonathan Givony and others last night. They made the deal yesterday with the Dallas Mavericks to bring in Christian Wood. Send out Christian Wood, freeing up some space in the front court, getting a pick later in the 20s, and then a bunch of expiring contracts, some or all of which they'll probably waive. They did it, I think, to move Wood out and to get a later pick. So for me, it knows they know they have their guy. And at 3, they know they're going to get one of these guys, right? If the order's jumbled in the top 2, if Holmgren or Smith slides, it seems like they're comfortable taking them. But I imagine the draft's going to go exactly the way the actual draft next week is going to go exactly the way that our first 3 picks have gone.
That's because we have the best experts covering the draft here. So it's probably going to be exactly the way that we roll this out. You got about 30 seconds here, Jeremy. I want to know, how do you think that fit between Jalen Green and Paolo Banchero is going to work? Are there enough shots to go around between those two?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, I think one of the sort of underrated things about Paolo, who I have at number 2 on my own board, is he can play both ends of the 2-man game, right? Like he can be the screener and he can be dangerous, or he can bring the ball up. Like they did that a little bit at Duke with Mark Williams screening for him. So like, I think with Jalen as a player, as talented as he is, I think you get 2 guys like that and you try to get them to build chemistry. And I think it can work. Like they're both, unselfish enough. And particularly Paolo, like as Sam said, he's a really, really good passer, which sometimes gets lost in the whole dialogue about him. So I don't see why it can't work. You have to figure out what to put around them. But those 2 guys together, I wouldn't have any concerns about.